fees you have to pay first. There is the state tax stamp fee, the the commerce fee, there's the whatever fee for the fee, and the person unfortunately ends up being taken for a few $1,000s. Those types of things, well, they're scams. They are prevalent and they are calling. They're calling me on my regular home phone number. They're calling me on my cell phone number. They're calling me on my work number. They're picking numbers and they're just calling. And these people, they call hundreds. This is their job. These people, they're calling hundreds upon hundreds of numbers a day, and all they need is that one person that's willing to give them thousands of dollars. Some people get taken for a few grand, a couple of grand, maybe $5,000, but there have been instances where people have been fleeced out of 20 grand, 80 grand. I've seen that. And a lot of these people, unfortunately, tend to be senior citizens. And when you give up, well, if anyone gives up any type of money like that, it's going to hurt. But when you're going into the level of life savings, it can be pretty detrimental. Another type of scam that's going on is the car accident scam, where people are calling you saying that your mother, nephew, son, aunt, uncle just got into a car accident, and the person they got into a car accident with is some type of gangbanger, and now he's kidnapped him, which is another variation, just simply kidnap. And now, unless you give them money, they're going to shoot your dog, they're going to do all types of things. That's also a scam. There's many variations to these phone scams, but they are all over the place. And even the IRS scam, even though this is not tax season anymore, it's still happening. So just be aware, tell your family members, tell your grandmothers, your grandfathers, tell everybody you know, just don't fall for these scams. It's all scams. The IRS is not going to call you demanding money immediately. And the IRS being the IRS, they don't need to. They can just take your money. Right? They freeze your bank accounts, they'll take your car, they'll take your house. They don't need immediate payments. They'll just take it if they want it. Lotteries, if you didn't put your name into a lottery, you probably didn't win one, so you shouldn't fall for that. As far as the other one, basically car accident or the kidnapping scam, it's a little bit more insidious because it's playing on the heartstrings. It's basically, they make you feel that you can't call 911, you have to act now. Just stay cool, calm, and collected if you're going to get something like that, and call your relative. People have multiple phones nowadays. 9 times out of 10, if you have another phone or know someone with another phone, just call your relative and just see where they are. More than likely, the person is going to say, "Hi, how you doing? I'm cooking food, I'm doing whatever." They're fine. It's all a scam. Another thing that's prevalent is grand larcenies. Recently, it's basically by way of phone snatchings. If you are walking, basically, if you're walking down the street, pay attention to what you're doing. If you don't have to use your phone, don't use it. Don't be one of those phone zombies walking across the street like this. All of a sudden, just someone sneaks up behind you and just snatches your phone. If you have children, let them know not to do that as well, because children are being targeted for this. Well, maybe not small children, but teenagers, basically. They are being targeted for this type of crime. They are being targeted by their own peers for this type of crime. You should make them aware of it. Tell them, if you don't need to use the phone, just don't use it. Let's see. I think for the most part, that's all I have. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, everybody. I'll be very, very brief. I just want to let you guys know about events, upcoming events all throughout the summer. The 49th Precinct has a little over 87 community-related events. So that means from now to the end of September, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's going to be some sort of a block party, a procession, religious procession, carnival, festival, street fair. So there's going to be a lot of events. And what reason why I'm telling you is I'm asking you guys for your patience and understanding about these events. There will probably at some of these events, which in particular are block parties, they'll have music playing, but the sound permit is up until 8 p.m. After 8 p.m., then they'll have run into a problem. July 5th is the last day of Ramadan, so if you live near or around any of the mosques, just be patient, just let your neighbors know. That's the last day of Ramadan after 30 days of their fasting and their religious beliefs. So just be understanding. A lot of times I still get complaints from people in the community about the double parking and the noise after the prayer, but please, let's all just understand their religion and be impartial to it. I think that's about it. I really don't have much to let you know, but other than that, there's a lot of events, upcoming events. My partner, Officer LaPorte, will give you the dates of the majority of the events that are happening. But I just want to wish you all a happy and safe Independence Day and have a safe summer.
Hi, everybody. Officer LaPorte. Some of the events, as Jay said, we have over 80 community-based events, and we also, as part of our community outreach, have our own events we're taking part in. The first one that's coming up the fastest is July 7th, the BMX event that we're hosting in Loretto Park. It's going to be the 7th from, I believe, 12 to 6. Games, bike tournaments, bouncy houses, everything for the kids. That's going to be taking place in Loretto Park as part of our community outreach. We're also collaborating with the 49th Precinct Council as well as the 49th Precinct Clergy, a Safe Haven weekend, which is going to take place in Zimmerman Park. That's going to be the 29th and 30th of July. It's going to start the 29th at 12 noon. It's going to go on with basketball tournaments and all sorts of give-outs for children. And then in the evening time, we're going to collaborate with a couple of our partners to set up a movie night, that Friday night. And the 30th is going to commence again at 12 noon with a barbecue and the finals for the basketball tournament that's going to be going on. So those are the two upcoming precinct-based events as part of our community outreach. We're also looking to put closure to the Tyrone Love Fund that we've set up. We're still taking donations, obviously, that's never going to stop. Looking to put some sort of closure on getting the trip booked and getting him and his family members to Disneyland as well. So we're going to be turning to you guys for some more assistance with that. We're hoping to wrap that up probably by the end of June, which is within the next couple of days. But we are still accepting donations for his college fund to strip. Lastly, in regards to all the events that Officer Sturgeon, Detective Sturgeon. I've known you for 12 years. I gotta get used to that. All the events that we have going on here, we also a lot of these events do require sound permits. If your event does require a sound permit, I know people have grabbed me just today to do it for events that are later on in the summer. Please get them to me. I don't like to wait any longer than a week outside of an event to get the sound permit done, just in case we do run into some issues. So if you do have your events and you do require sound permits, contact me as soon as possible. I'll get them out to you same day, super fast. I think that's about it for me.
Where is National Night Out going?
Don't walk away.
National Night Out. As a matter of fact, Hazel will give you a rundown a little bit later.
What day is it?
August 2nd.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, she'll give you a complete rundown.
Well, just to follow up on some of the events that are up and coming, I know I spoke to you recently, Kathy, in regards, and I am going to bring an event to Matthews Park, sort of like a video game tournament to Matthews Park. Just bear with me and be patient. I'm looking to get that event off the ground sometime in mid-August. Okay. July 16th, we're also going to have a family day at Eastchester Gardens, where we were fortunate enough to partner with Niger and the Parks Department. The Parks Department is going to provide us with a portable net so we can provide some tennis lessons to individuals who are interested in tennis, because we understand that basketball is not the only sport that people play. Okay, we've fortunate enough to extend our outreach to the director of the community center in Eastchester Gardens, so they can, increase their hours, so the community center will be up a little bit later. So instead of closing at 9 p.m., it will be open to 11 p.m. And we're also putting together a program so we can provide some midnight basketball or some events within the community center and so on and so forth. But other than that, I must say that we've put together a lot of events, and there have been tons and tons and tons of people that say, hey, if you ever need anything, call me. Well, I've called tons and tons and tons of people, and they weren't able to come through. There's a selected few of individuals that have helped me, my community affairs officers, and the precinct out time and time again. I must say that I'm very proud of the officers in which that I have here at the 49 precinct, because when people say reach out and those people don't come through, you have the officers of the 49 precinct digging into their pocket and supplying food and whatever entertainment. And I think that's going above and beyond, because we ask these officers to do too much and so much. It's one thing to make a conscious decision to say you want to be a New York City police. It's another thing to put on a uniform day in and day out and risk your life. Okay? But aside from that, for me to ask these individuals to go in their pocket and contribute to these events, these ideologies, these ideas that we put together is a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. It was a beautiful thing to work with the DA's office and so many other entities when we put together a job fair in Eastchester Gardens. The first job fair that was orchestrated by a police precinct in the history of the New York City Police Department. Well, guess what? Job fairs shouldn't come from the precinct, all right? They should come from your elected officials, all right? So, if I'll be the one that's going to be the catalyst and challenge some of these guys to step up to the plate, we do enough, we understand that sometimes our enough isn't good enough, and I always challenge my officers, to give more. What is that tangible that you want to leave behind? Whether you want to decrease crime, or that intangible where you want to make somebody feel better about an encounter they're going to have with the police, because we want to advocate and put forth the respect that goes both ways, okay? This is a very large command, 3.8, 3.9 square miles. You hear me say that all the time, okay? Unfortunately, we are up in crime. We're up in crime, some 98 crimes for the year, all right? We aren't losing the command, okay? We are down in homicide. We're flatlined with robbery. We are down in GLA. Unfortunately, we had an increase in felonious assaults, but most of those felonious assaults are by way of domestic related. And we have closed the overwhelming majority of those felonious assaults by way of arrest with a domestic violence unit. We haven't had so much gunplay this year. We are down with our shootings, 4 versus 5, and if we can get through this week without a shooting, okay, we'll be 4 versus 6, okay? I'm very confident that we're going in the right direction. I think we probably will win this year as it relates to crime, but there's a few crimes that concern me. Obviously, we've taken a decrease in our robberies, slightly, okay? Those are the main crimes that I kind of focus on, is obviously, shootings, homicides, robberies, and felonious assaults. We did experience a spike in our burglaries, basically in the sector Adam, the sector David, in those areas, and that would basically be the Morris Park, the Lighting Avenue, so on and so forth. So if anybody has questions to why I have the portable light towers out in those vicinities, this is the reason why, because I want to add some more Army presence and so on and so forth. And I have put a huge portion of our resources or personnel on patrol, assigned to patrol. And you will see more officers on foot, especially Allerton Avenue area is the very day after we talked, we had that conversation, Gene, we take that commercial robbery, where the individuals go into 652 or 692 Allenton Avenue, and they robbed that commercial establishment. However, we were fortunate enough to get a license plate. We realized that that vehicle is a rented vehicle, so now it's just narrowing down who rented the vehicle and who was in possession of the vehicle when this robbery took place. We feel confident that we're gonna close, this robbery very soon. We have been fortunate enough to collect some more DNA from some of these burglary incidents or locations, so we feel comfortable that we are basically going to arrest our pattern burglar in the near future. But I can't stress enough, I know it's going to be hot over the summer. Please secure your windows, the doors, and so on and so forth. That's first and foremost. And the increasing trend or spike in grand larcenies, as Tyrone alluded to earlier, is that we've taken 14 grand larcenies last week compared to the 8 that we had the previous year during that particular week. And of that 14, 3 was from the person, and those 3 involved cell phone snatches. Okay, we just had 2 cell phone snatches last night. Fortunately for us, that our officers responded in a timely fashion, and they were able to apprehend those individuals, okay? But we're not in the business of blaming the victim, okay? But you have to take some precautions to minimize yourself from becoming victims. And I can't stress it enough. It infuriates me every time I see someone on their cell phone not paying attention, whether you're driving and texting, whether you're just walking down the street, and so engrossed or engaged in a conversation or texting that you're so oblivious to your surrounding, because even as slow as I am, right? I just get enough speed up, and while you're texting and I snatch your phone, by the time you realize that I have your phone, I'm at least 15 to 20 feet from you. And some of these young individuals are very fast, okay? So you just contributed to that individual. So what we have been doing so far is we have been cracking down on some of the local grocery stores, that we know are buying stolen property, so they don't have a location to go to once they take this property, so on and so forth. So listen, I'm excited about this summer. I think I've held true to my promise in terms of doing whatever we can to attack violent crime, robberies, shootings, and so on and so forth. We had an unbelievable year last year as it relates to shootings, a 35% decrease in shootings with 11 versus 16, down 5. When you look at 11 versus 17, down 6, 35% decrease. And then when you, a difference of 8 people that were shot in the Fort 9 precinct last year, a 40% decrease. We don't do that without you. We don't do that without groups like Stand Up to Violence. We don't do that, okay? I encourage you to give me a call. There's a few telephone calls that I receive by way of cookouts, barbecues, loud music, so on and so forth. Like, it doesn't register on the CompStat sheet, but by and large, like, you have prevented a shooting or someone being stabbed or someone being slashed and so on and so forth. So give me a call. I traded in my Class A uniform for my
It's summer.
summer attire, and you're gonna see me out there, more so. So I'm just excited about the summer. I'm really looking forward to this collaboration with the community council, and the clergy, because this is our opportunity to roll out our pre-national night out before the official national night out starts. We're interested this summer, and this summer alone, of providing safe havens throughout every geographical location in this precinct. And my main focus is to go into each and every park that's problematic and take back that park, okay, and give it to individuals so they can utilize it for its intended purposes. All right, so I'm ready to go. Okay, I'm ready to accept whatever questions you have for me later on and after the meeting. If you don't have an opportunity to speak to me, in front of individuals, please come back to the office. See how nice the office is. you know, it's good tax dollars are paying for, right? Right, thank you.
I was just,
One question.
well, I was just wondering if you cleared out your voicemail, because it was full up.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that too.
Okay.
Right.
That's a good point.
Oh, keep in
I'm sorry, I'm
mind,
not-
I was on vacation, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
so
so-
this is the first time in a year and a half that I took a vacation, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave the phone alone, okay? So that's why the voicemails are full.
Ah,
I'll clear it, okay?
Wow, that was fast.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna give you a rundown on National Night Out, and that's Hazel Mira, and she'll tell you exactly what we're gonna be doing.
Hi guys. This year National Night Out falls on Tuesday, August 2nd, which is the first Tuesday in August. Unfortunately, we had to move our location because of the construction that's going on in Pelham Parkway North. But we're not moving it far. Before it used to be between Wallace and Barnes, now it's gonna be just up a block between
Bronxwood,
Barnes and Mulliner.
Mulliner?
Same location.
Same,
Wait.
yeah, Mulliner's on the south side, we
Right.
don't really have a Mulliner. But if you look on
It's
the south
equal
side.
Is it Bronxwood?
Yeah.
Bronxwood, okay.
No, it's not.
No?
It's past Bronxwood.
Oh,
It's just
Well,
further
Mulliner
up.
and equal, Mulliner and
Okay.
Bronxwood.
whatever.
It is further up, about a block up from where we normally have it. All right?
You'll see it.
You,
Before that.
You won't be able to miss it.
Yeah, you won't miss it. It's
Just
go
listen
to
for
where
the
we normally
noise.
have it, and then you just keep walking towards Williams Bridge, you will find it. So I am gonna be sending out invitations to all the people that normally come. If you have anybody that you think would want to participate, or that you would feel would be good to participate, let me know, because my letters are going out. I'm going on vacation. I'll be out for 2 weeks. So I want to try and get everything done before Friday, or at least before I leave.
you going on vacation this
So-
Friday?
My last day will be Friday, and I won't be back until the 18th.
Oh, oh,
My phone will be on though, because I've got too much things going on, so my phone will be on. I hope those of you that have my cell phone, if you need me, call me. So, any questions? You're not gonna get lost, right?
Will you have a flyer before you go on vacation?
Yeah, I'll definitely do the flyer. You guys can help flyer, because I won't be here, so that'll be up to you, community affairs, to send it out. It's the same flyer we have every year, we just update it.
What time does it start?
It starts at 6 o'clock, and it's from 6 to 9. Setup is like 4:30, and
And this is Pelham Parkway South.
Pelham Parkway North.
North side.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this will probably be the last year we have it here, because our new Bronx commissioner has some safety issues, and I can understand why. So next year it's gonna be somewhere else. It'll probably be by Commerce Mall, which is
where's that?
the ideal location for it.
Where is that?
By Lilac Avenue, Bronx Park East. But don't worry about it, that's not till next year.
That's
It's
too-
not yet, so.
That's too
Yeah.
far.
And we may not have to move, but, but.
Okay,
We'll change
Any
the
other
commissioner.
questions?
Couple blocks.
thank you, Hayes.
Jay, did you have something?
Yes, actually, Sister Sledge. She wants to make a quick announcement because she has to leave.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. On behalf of the Clergy Council of the 49th Precinct, our president, Pastor Jay Gooding, wanted me to let you know that the Clergy Council is now accepting new membership for the 2016 through 17 calendar year. The membership fee is $25. If you're interested in joining, please leave your information with Joe. I left some pamphlets on the table regarding the 49th Precinct Clergy Council. And also on August 23rd, there will be a prayer visual in Eastchester Gardens Housing Development. It starts at 6 o'clock and it begins at the community center. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Good night.
All right, Jennifer, please.
Just very quickly, when District Attorney Clark spoke with you all in January, she spoke to you about her vision for the office, and I'm happy to say that we're seeing it come to fruition. Beginning this Tuesday, Okay, July 5th, we're gonna be, the office is gonna be converted into a vertical prosecution office. And what that means for the members of the community is that the same assistant is gonna be handling, their case from the very, very inception of the case all the way to its disposition. And what that means is that, that particular assistant district attorney is going to be accountable for that case. There's gonna be one person accountable, it's not gonna shift hands as it did in the past. And that assistant's also gonna have an opportunity to enhance their case earlier on in the life of the case, which will hopefully lead to better and more fair resolutions on any case.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay, might as well do our political people. Adam Bermudez, representing Andy King, Councilman Andy King. Adam?
There you go. Happy summer, everyone. Enjoy. We're having a big event on August 6th, not within the grounds of the 49th, our Community Engagement Day. So it's going to be out at the Evander football field. Lots of people, lots of music, all that sort of stuff. It's outside of the bounds of the 49th. But, you know, thanks to everyone at the 49th for all you guys do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Will Madonna, representing Mark Jonah,
Good evening, everyone.
Assemblyman.
Hope everybody has a great summer. Looking forward to your night out. We have a whole bunch of events coming up. We had a nice one last Saturday, the International Music Festival. We have quite a few others coming up this summer, so just look out for them. I didn't bring any flyers today because we usually don't do that here, so you know, watch for our emails. We have a whole slew coming up this summer with our partners on our other associations. Thanks, everybody. Have a great summer. We'll see you all. I said it's a great summer. I see all of you at least 3 times a week.
I think that's all the representatives we have here.
Actually, I didn't get to sign into that sheet. My name's Joshua Adams, assistant in Michael Benedetto's office.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information to give you guys, but I do want to wish you guys a great excellent summer, and I hope you events that one nice recent will incite your case and everybody enjoys it. So, in terms of events on our end, I don't have much details on it right now.
Oh.
Election time, so, but again, you know, enjoy your summer, folks, and we'll see you guys again next
Good to meet you.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, we'll go into our neighborhood report. And I guess Ralph Lancia from the Allerton homeowners. So first.
Good evening, everyone. We still have a problem, car parking on Yates Avenue, on Philadelphia Place. Hasn't been removed yet. Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. I see car rolling. 49 police keeps the place safe.
Well, thank you. Tyrell, you want to address?
Yeah, actually went to the car, and I saw it there. You said it's been there for months upon months upon months. I looked at the car, and it didn't really look like it's been there for very long, at least when I went to go there. However, about a block from that location, literally around the corner, I found a Nissan that had a spare tire on the hood, and there was like a nest in the headlight. And I mean, I have pictures of it. That picture for the amount of time that you said the Philadelphia car was there, that was definitely there for that amount of time. So I ended up taking it right when I saw it. I'll go back to check the Honda again, but like I said, when I went there, it looks like it didn't look like it was there for very long. But I'll check again.
The parking is beautiful, but it's the homeowners that they complain, it's parking there for months.
Well, what could be happening is that someone is actually moving the car with another car, like saving a spot, and that could be why why this car has been there for months. However, doesn't look like it's been there for very long at all. But I'll check out it again.
Okay, thank you, Ralph. Allerton International Business, Gene DeFrancis.
Thank you, Joe. Hey, everybody. I have mixed feelings about this one report, but I wanted to bring it up. We always complain about the trash bins being filled by home use. We had a merchant, however, came out of his house with fast food, little small bag on his way to work, threw it in the dumpster, and got a ticket for a $100 ticket. So I'm torn, because I love the idea that there's monitoring, but knowing the guy, knowing that it was a small item, I really don't know what to do with this information. So I just wanted to put it out there. Thank you. And then the other side of it. Yeah. I had a meeting with a very well-known security agency group, NITEC.
Okay.
So I sat down with Felix, who I've known since I was a little boy, and he opened up on Allerton and Colden, and we're coming together with the package for 40 to 50 merchants to have cameras outside of the store. So after talking with him, it sounds like it's something definitely affordable. That hint, hint, wink, wink. I'll need elected officials to get engaged and involved with. And I want to work with you guys on how to strategically place them in the stores, Tyrone, but more importantly, outside of the stores, so we can have a great visual and do it properly. So if we can meet sometime this month or next, depending on how fast we can get the package situated. But it should range for about 40 to 50, I think, all total about $50,000. So it's definitely doable after hearing and knowing how much some of the other associations get and what the elected officials give out. So I'm hoping they can help. I wanted to ask you guys as well. After talking, this came out of the conversation with Felix. Merchants, and maybe you can answer this, get a discount on their insurance for an alarm system, but don't get a discount on their insurance for security cameras, especially outside. Is there any way we can collaborate, talk about, or is there a rational reason why? I know we don't run the insurance companies, but I'm trying to figure out why this is, and so if you have any ideas as to why, call me. And
it's basically just an option of the insurance company.
Is there any way I can combat that, in other words?
Maybe elected officials, try and get them to nudge it and to lead them into it.
And
It'll probably happen eventually that they'll give discounts for the video cameras, but at this point, it really is up to the company that issues.
Are you saying there are some insurance companies that do provide a discount if you have a camera?
I'm saying it's the option of the insurance company. If they don't want to give it as an option, they're not going to give it as an option.
But you have heard basically that there are insurance companies that will give a discount?
I've heard of them.
Okay.
But I don't know if they
because maybe then they need to just switch and
they might be across the country. But
okay.
We could definitely do our research and give you a more definite answer.
You could actually put it out to bid. You could put it out to bid. Have them bid on your insurance.
Okay. Okay. White Plains Road is an issue. Talking with the merchants over there, they definitely want a visual, constant presence. If we can do what we can do, we know the issues that are going on that corner, and definitely it'll make a lot more of some of the merchants, especially the good merchants that we want to keep, more comfortable.
So I actually have a pilot program that I'm starting in a week's time. After the 4th of July, where I have designated or identified 4 to 5 problematic locations within the precinct. And I'm basically going to assign 6 police officers to each location where they're basically going to touch and go. So there's going to be 2 officers on the midnight, 2 officers on the 2nd platoon, 2 officers on the 3rd platoon. Just want to see how that works, just to see if we can kind of reduce some of the index crimes we're experiencing in those areas. Like, Allerton and White Plains Road, we were responsible for 2 grand larcenies by way of cell phones being snatched. In the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we've had 3 robberies in that area. 2 of the 3 robberies were by way of commercial establishments. So we feel along with the increased uniform presence that would kind of, help us out, would go a long way in decreasing some of the crime within the area. But keep in mind, some of the locations that were targeted aren't on the up and up. So there's a lot of things that are going on inside there that we're trying to eradicate, so they don't bring that negative attention.
Which
or
is
they
another
don't-
reason why
Right.
we definitely want, I know Subway's been getting harassed, having a hard time. A couple of the stores, I'll tell you offline, are getting some information of unreported incidents that are going on.
Just to piggyback off of what Gene is talking about, he had brought to my attention that there was a few incidents that had occurred on some of our strips, that weren't reported. I can't stress this enough. I need you to call, because, I'm never going to know if something is occurring at a specific location unless you call the police. So you have, if it's 911 related, please call 911. If it's 311 related, call Captain Walton. You can't get to him, then call 301. Guess who it's coming back to? Captain Walton, right? So what I need you to do is, this particular summer, as it relates to crime and quality of life, especially large groups, loud music, marijuana, smoking of marijuana, drinking alcohol in public, I need you to give me a call, because it's pretty embarrassing. It should be pretty embarrassing to the residents of that community. So when we respond, unfortunately, a shooting takes place. So now we're investigating the shooting, and now you're telling me, well, Keith Walton lives in apartment 4 Adam, and he sells weed constantly. Why didn't you make that telephone call in the very beginning? Okay? So let's get ahead of the curve and reach out and call. We do our best to try to eradicate some of these conditions, but very large command, I'm not going to be everywhere at once, but I am going to address the crime, the quality of life, and whatever's a problem to you is a problem to me, okay? So it could be something, as you might consider something to be minor in terms of people utilizing parking spaces and so on and so forth. Well, when you go down to the southern end of the command, in the vicinity of Meade Street, Garfield, and so on and so forth, that block is very narrow. So every parking spot matters. It counts to the residents that live in that vicinity. You call me. Okay, if that car is parked illegally, call me. I will send my guys over there with the tow truck. We will tow the vehicle, we will take a picture, and we will put that on our Twitter account. Music, give me a call. You get the 3 package all in once. You get the warning, you get the summons, and I remove your speaker, because I'm not going back to the location. But if you don't call, the issue is never going to be rectified, okay? We want to have a safer summer, and it's up to you to identify. Please call the police, Saturday, Sunday, and obviously Monday in regards to the illegal usage of fireworks. Give us a call. We have confiscation units, teams that are going to be working in the confines of the 4-9, and I'm just waiting for that call to send those individuals over there to take what we need to take. And if we have to make arrests, we will. Okay? So you have to encourage these individuals to call the police. By way of them reaching out to you, it's not good enough.
I
They have to
unfortunately
call.
hear third party. They tell the merchants tell me.
Right.
So I'll tell the merchants to make sure that it's known. Because it's abundant. But
Right.
Unfortunately, we're also dealing with the issue of undocumented workers in some of the restaurants.
Right.
They know when it's payday, and they're getting attacked on it, and they're more hesitant.
They're reluctant
But
to
we have eyes all over now, and they're growing. More people are getting involved and engaged because they're feeling safer to get involved and engaged. So that's growing. We saw also, and want to thank police cars coming out of the alleyways. If you guys can keep on top of that, and because it's security strategy-wise, I had a great meeting with the urgent care facility to get them into that location on White Plains Road. They're interested, the owner is interested, so we could get more lights and cameras outside on that property. That's basically it. Thank you for everything that you guys do, and good luck this summer.
Thank you, Gene. Bronx Park East Association, Ralphio Schweitzer.
Hello, everyone. Raphael. First, I'd like to thank Captain Walton, as you referenced last Sunday. Unfortunately, I have a habit of calling you on Sunday evenings. I'm sorry. Whatever, you answer. Sunday at 9:30 p.m., there's a group of park goers at Bronx Park East and Waring playing loud music at 9:30 p.m. Captain sent a car. Car warned them. They didn't leave, so I called the captain again. He sent another car, and they stayed there until the park goers left. So big appreciation. The resident who called me is very appreciative of your efforts. Also, thank you to Dave Lepore for his constant communication on community issues. Jay, I'm giving you a break, so it's okay. This isn't BPECA's general area, but I'm in touch with the merchant at Kruger and Leidig. And do you know if the floodland will be able to be moved from White Plains Road Leidig to Kruger Leidig? Or I thought that was...
We were considering, we're gonna lose those floodlights over the weekend, for the 4th of July weekend, but there's a possibility I can put it there, yes.
Okay. As you said with the drunks, I've been mentioning this for 3 years. Unfortunately, city government services aren't adequate enough for mental health, but Damien, he's an African-American in his mid-30s. He has issues, he's an EDP, and there's a lot of big complaint on Whites and Olinville is that he's a very aggressive, he scares parents, he goes up to them like, give me a cigarette, and he's a big guy, not as big as you, but similar, and it scares people. I know he's not violent, I go up in his face and I yell at him, I know he's not gonna do anything, but it's an issue. Obviously when he's there and I see him with an open bottle, open can, I'll call you. But if there's something we could do, maybe, I know you're busy.
Raphael, is he homeless?
No, he lives in 610 Waring Avenue. He lives with his mom. But maybe there's some sort of outreach we can do, either you or community affairs, like talk to him and really put it in him that this type of behavior is not going to be allowed over the summer. I'll remain in touch about it. A resident told me there was a News 12 story about the cell phone deaths near the BX12 bus stop near TD Bank. It's been an issue. I don't know if they happen at night, but the lamppost directly above that BX12 local bus stop, which heads towards Bay Plaza, they haven't been working the past 3 or 4 months. So if there's any elected officials who represent that area, it's Palm Parkway. It's near Palm Parkway South. It's the main road right by TD Bank, but kind of right by TD Bank, BX12 local bus stop. There's a group of 4 lights that are out. Again, I don't know if it's happening during the daytime, but it is a contributing factor. As Gene mentioned, I've also received complaints about the Alex and White Plains Road holdups and robberies. A merchant told me. I got a question from someone. What's the protocol for fireworks on July 4th? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of fireworks going off, and if it's 7, 8, 9 p.m., they're going to say fireworks going off here. I'm like, it's 4th of July, but what's like the time? I know they're illegal, but what's like the legitimate time cutoff, and what are the circumstances?
Illegal. You can't use them. Okay. So we have large bags. We have large plastic bags that we're looking to confiscate the fireworks, and then we have these silver bracelets that we're dying to utilize. Okay, so trust me. Okay, so give us a call, and hopefully we're not going to be able to respond to every fireworks 911 call, but there are some locations that have a historical nexus by way of the holiday in a location where people utilize the fireworks, and we're basically going to be concentrating in those areas, and we will respond to 911 calls because there's a lot of times, a lot of individuals who have a specific ongoing dispute with the individual will probably disguise the gunfire amongst the fireworks. So, once we get that telephone call or that 911 call that people believe is shots fired and it could be fireworks, the unit is going to respond there anyhow. Okay?
There's a few more short things. ATV riders, which is the dirt bikes. Protocol's called 911.
Yeah, call 911. We get it as an alert of a roving ban. We have seen an increase in certain areas. But we have confiscated a lot of the ATVs and dirt bikes. I have instructed my officers to adhere to the department policy. You know, we're not going to chase these individuals because we put the public at risk. We basically want to know where they store the vehicles, and so we can confiscate the vehicles later on. And sometimes it can just be simple as someone calling 911 in regards to a gas odor. You know, the fire department responds, they find out that there's a lot of these ATVs, dirt bikes stored at a location. You know, once they take care of what they have to take care of, then we come and confiscate, and like the police commissioner loves to do, he likes to line them up and get the bulldozer and smash them. Okay?
There has been a decrease since last year.
Yeah.
So there is progress. I posted the crime numbers on the Precinct Community Board 11 page, and I know, not Morris Park, but someone commented on unruly adults being in Laredo Park, you know, interfering with kids using sprinklers. I just want to put it out there. I don't want to infringe on anyone's territory, but if that's being mentioned, you know, it was commented, so I just want to put it out there. And as you mentioned with the community event, Mike, I was proud to help out Grace this past Saturday at the Allison Barnes block party. It went smooth. My group will be participating in 2 more block parties this summer, and they're not only block parties just to, you know, eat and, you know, listen to music. It's to bring the community together. And the next one is Saturday, July 23rd. It's going to be an open mic block party, which means that anyone who wants to perform can perform. A lot of the people who will be performing are young adults from Pelham Parkway houses, from Parkchester, from the Bronx, and some from Brooklyn and Queens. But if you know anyone, any young adults who would like to showcase their talent, sing, dance, spoken word, comedy, anything, let me know. Again, Saturday, July 23rd. I'm going to put some flyers at the front. They're not the best flyers. They're ugly black and white flyers, but they have all the pertinent information. Waste Place and Oldham Avenue, the 5th annual event. So if you'd like to sponsor, just let me know. Thank you again.
Raphael, just to piggyback off of some of the things that you were saying in regards to the parks. In the confines of the 49 precinct, we have a total of 18 parks, okay? We can't be everywhere at once. If you can keep your eyes open in regards to the little kids playing in a playground, and you see an adult in the vicinity of that playground without a child, please give us a call, okay? We'll either give them a summons, remove them, give them a summons and remove them, okay? That's just our way that we're looking to protect our kids within our community. Yes.
I saw on Channel 2 News a couple of days ago, the people that live near Bellevue Hospital, I forgot the name of the park, if it's Kips Bay or Murray Hill, whatever that area is, there's a lot of people, they thought that were men coming from the homeless shelter. Homeless shelter says these men are not from there. Parents are freaking out, the men are urinating, there's one woman that urinates, and I'm yelling at my TV set, you know, why aren't these people calling their local police station? What happened to, Jeff Klein was one of the people responsible for getting the law, if you don't have a kid, you can't be in the playground.
Well, the laws and we definitely have a statute, you know, depending on the activity that is being carried out in the playground, or you can be arrested or you can receive a summons. The whole issue is that you cannot be in the playground without a kid. Okay, so that law is in effect. It's a park rules and regulations, and then it's covered under the administrative code of the New York City law. Okay, yeah. And we enforce that code.
I feel bad for those people.
Okay, the Bronx Coops, Tennis Association President, Janice Walcott.
Good evening, everyone. The first casino is open again.
The what? What?
The First Court Casino is open again. The Captain Morgan is open now. But I just want to wish everyone a safe summer, and I know he'll deal with everything he has to deal with in the Coops.
So the Coops this past week, and there was a fight. 5 individuals were fighting. One individual. There was another individual that intervened. It happened to be the brother of the intended victim. He was unfortunately stabbed or slashed. He was stabbed, slashed about his back by these 5 individuals. So I believe that the individuals and some of these knuckleheads that live in the vicinity of the Coops have taken my niceness, you know, for weakness. So as a result, of that stabbing, is gonna be full-fledged enforcement. I have assigned a vehicle on all 3 platoons, to the 1st and 2nd court, and we have some good things coming to the groups this summer, trust me, okay? Yeah.
Oh, Dennis, also, whenever we do something, especially if the clergy council and the council is involved in this, and you're the president over there, and we should be informing you of everything that goes on. So we will, okay? And if you want to be a part of any of this, that's going to happen in the groups, and that goes for any other area. Once we come in, and once it's the police or the clergy or the council, you should be informed as to what we're going to do there. And if you want to play a part in that, that's your right. Okay. Parkside tenants, Arlene Drayton.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Pretty much, it's been quiet, and as you know, we're under construction. We're totally enclosed. They just put up more scaffolding.
Wow.
And I just ask that, keep up the patrols, because we have corners that people can't see around, and the seniors mainly are very concerned. They more or less stay in at night, but when they come out to go to the senior center, it's just that small pathway that needs to be, that's around 644 AD Avenue. So, other than that, it's okay. Officer Maderos, you had mentioned at another meeting, there's a certain type of lighting that we should request to give more illumination. Is either you or Dave, I can't remember.
LED, yeah.
But it's just LED, or is it a specific thing?
LED, I would recommend most. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe NYCHA is in the process of contracting out or doing surveys in terms of lighting for certain projects. For certain developments.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get in contact with the director of NYCHA for the Bronx to see if Parkside would be next if they haven't done it already.
Okay.
Because if they have done it already, then it means it'll come eventually.
Yeah, but Councilmember Richie Torres, he did a walkthrough with us last Friday, or Friday before last, and those were one of the issues that we brought up. So I'll make sure I reach out to his office as well, because the funding is coming from
He's
him.
definitely on board.
Yeah.
That's one of his projects that has a high priority on his list. And just to update you, the most recent crimes that we've taken in the vicinity of the Parkside houses, it was two robberies within 2 weeks. One was 2 individuals who had a fight, and she removed her pocketbook by way of force. That constitutes as a robbery. And in the vicinity of 2950 Bronx Park East, there was a food delivery guy who was coming to that location to deliver some food. He was approached by some individuals who utilized some force, took the food, took his bicycle and his U.S. currency. We're just having a problem locating who was responsible for that. So we're trying to backtrack to who actually made the telephone call, actually ordering the food. So hopefully we will be able to arrest at least one or all of the individuals responsible for perpetrating that crime.
And again, that's in that same corridor where you can't see anything.
2950.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry? Wait, I don't think so. None of the people that go to St. Shift to Gardens.
No.
Van Ness Alliance, their president, Van Ness Alliance, Bernadette Farrar.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Bernadette Farrar, president of Van Ness Neighborhood Alliance. There's a lot of things going on in Van Ness. One of the newer things that seems to subsided for a while is that we now, it seems when the park is closed, a lot of people are dumping their household items garbage there. I haven't pulled up parks yet, and the last time that they had done that, they did put a sting in effect. They were able to locate the person. I have to get more information on that, but it's been noticed by people who live like right around the park, and the person's coming from Wood Street. So I just don't know what time. I'm sure it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock when everyone else is sleeping. The other thing what I've noticed, and this is a problem every year, but it seems to be a little bit more prevalent. Right by 590 Van Ness and Garfield Street, big hangout. I just left, I just came from there, and there seems to be a growing number of people, and the grocery store on the corner seems to, let's say, not shy them away. They seem to, participate or whatever. But as the summer gets on, it's gonna be worse. So that's a bit of a hot spot. 500 Morris Park, my favorite place. When they opened up, one of the things that we had told them is to please remove the food table, because that was something, what kind of crowds are you, you're supposed to be a restaurant. So what are you, what kind of groups are you, are attracting, etc. Well, the pool table's back. Okay, I have not been there late enough to hear if they have their live music, which they're not supposed to have. So I haven't been vigilant with that, but I have seen the pool table is back, and it's a new one. So, and the other thing is, I can tell you right away where the fireworks going to be in Van Ness.
Please.
Baker Street always has a big, huge hoop-de-doo.
Baker and Garfield?
Baker between Unionport and Garfield, Baker Street, Baker Avenue.
Okay.
Okay, Mead Street, which is right behind me, so I can see right from my back window, right in the middle of Mead Street. There's always huge, and the 1700 block of Garfield Street, close to Van Ness. I've made mention in the past, you shouldn't have your child be, dealing with the fireworks. Oh, but what do you know? What do you this? So I gotta back off because I'll get targeted. So I have told people you shouldn't be doing that, and they go, oh, we always do that. So, okay. So I'm letting you know that will be happening. 610 Mead Street is still active. Okay. And also, I know we've had an ongoing issue with 1609 Van Buren Street, the illegal mattress place. Okay, it's now back open. We put in a new state complaint with the community board, myself, and that place really should not be open, but it seems to find a way to always get back open. The van is out there collecting mattresses at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and bringing them back there. Whatever they're doing, we can't seem to get them closed for a long enough time. So I don't know what to do with that. I'm just requesting also if the cars can do some sort of patrolling down the dead-end streets between Barnes and Van Buren Street. I know at the end of Hunt Avenue, the dead-end street, we have a member that lives there. There's activity going on there as far as, smoking pot, et cetera, like that, part-time.
Okay.
And, so that seems to be ongoing. And another thing, do you have a connection for the PA on Play Streets? If you do, please let me know. Okay, because we had somebody we've had at Venice Park, we've had it there 2013, 2015, and the person from last year and the information he gave me, I can't seem to get in touch. I've made phone calls to PAL, Karina Fox, everybody, and I can't get anybody to call me back or to text me or even email me.
Right.
Okay, and summer is upon us, and we don't have anything in Van Ness for our children there. We don't have a community center. All we have is a little park.
Well, the one thing they were concerned with, because I had met with the director of City Play Streets, and they were concerned that lack of participation by way of the kids coming to the actual location. I've monitored that site basically the entire summer, and one of the things that what I did was, as a give back, arbitrarily, I would basically come with pizzas on any given day. And I didn't want to say that it was always going to be on Wednesdays, because I knew that if I was going to give the pizzas out on Wednesday, the park will be filled on Wednesday. So we kind of monitored that way. But I can definitely speak to the director of Play Street to see if they will consider to open up a Play Street at that location.
Well, we do have, the pedestrian area that's right next to the park is where the Play Street was, and that worked out really well last year.
No, it did.
Because it's already closed.
It did.
It's already closed, and it's really good. The kids play there anyway, and in the near future, that will be fixed up along with the flagpole and the area around the war memorial. So that is part of that whole scoping stuff that's gonna be happening. So our Play Street area is gonna be much nicer, hopefully in a year.
So, 500 Park, we will look into, Garfield and